Okey, tolong on kamera semua. Boleh dengar saya dah?
Okey.
Boleh, Doktor.
Okey. Kalau lah kata tiba-tiba hilang apa tu voice, please let me know. Alright. Good afternoon and assalamualaikum semua. So we are going to proceed with our third class for this paper. And today we wanted to discuss in depth apa yang tugasan. Okey, hari ni Ahmad tak boleh datang, so kita boleh bahasa Malaysia mix lah. So kamu nak present pun kamu boleh kalau kamu sangkut tu kamu boleh DM balik, tak ada masalah. Ya, Tika, masalah kenapa?
Suara doktor macam bunyi ada line-line kacau.
Ada lain-lain kacau. Saya tak ada buka yang lain kecuali satu ni je. Semua macam tu ke ataupun seorang je?
Sama juga.
Sama dua.
Sorry? Saya
sama
tak
je.
boleh.
Ada bunyi bising.
Ada bunyi bising. Tak ada siapa bising ni. Ada toyol mana pula dalam bilik saya ni. Tak ada lah pula dalam dekat saya ni. Dekatkan sikit. Kamu aircon tu kuat kot. Is that better?
No, Sam.
Same pula. Okay. Tak ada tempat yang nak saya boleh ubah dah. Okay, still the same?
Rasanya tu bukan bunyi bising dari tempat luar tu. Rasanya bunyi daripada doktor punya ni laptop rasanya. Bila kami tu betul cakap kami dengar.
Okay, is that better tak? Is it better?
Yes, Doktor.
Yes, Doktor.
Okay. So sekarang kita go ahead dengan kelas. I don't want to waste so much time, okay, because we have a lot of thing to cover ya. Sebelum, okay, this is the plan. Kita nak habiskan ke semua part, the theoretical part, the discussion part of the topic within the syllabus in the first half of the semester. Ya. Apabila kamu pulang daripada cuti semester break dan juga hari raya nanti, the second half of the semester will be focusing on e-service learning. Kenapa? Sebab e-service learning tugasannya sangat berat dan mengambil masa yang sangat banyak. Alright. So what we are going to do in the first half of the semester is that we are going to focus on the theoretical part, yang mana yang lupa-lupa tu nak kena renew balik dah. Nak kena pergi cari nota lama-lama balik lah. And okay, today Ahmad tengah evacuate daripada rumah dia dekat Saudi tu. So dia tak boleh join kita. So kita boleh converse in bahasa Malaysia and bahasa English, whichever is comfortable. Tapi kalau kamu nak cuba juga in English, I have no problem at all. Okay, you are most welcome. Alright. So now without wasting any more time, okay, kita nak pergi terus kepada group 1 yang mana you must analyze the supply chain system of the company, okay, top seaweed company snack itu, seaweed snack company, focusing on the main raw material, which is seaweed, and you are supposed to do the analysis, which must include the main operation strategy that were used by the company to control its supply chain. Yeah, elaborate the positive impact of each operational decision. So without wasting any time, okay, saya nak minta group 1, Ahmad Syukri. Is Ahmad Syukri in? Syukri? Mana dia Syukri?
Saya.
Okay, nampak kat atas. Okay. So Syukri boleh tak representing your group, tolong proceed dengan your analysis and the output, the output of the discussion that you were supposed to do with your group mate. And everyone listen ya, supply chain adalah number 1 core element dalam operation strategy. Elemen yang kamu tak boleh lari, buatlah apa pun. Okay, selagi kamu dalam bidang operation management, ini adalah core yang tidak boleh lari. This is very, very crucial. Okay, so go ahead Syukri, and then lepas Syukri dah present tu, saya akan input apa yang kurang, apa yang perlu dibetulkan dan sebagainya. Okay Syukri, the floor is yours.
Okay, Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera. Hari ini saya mewakili grup 1 akan membentangkan tentang supply chain, this is operation strategy. Next. Okay, the question is about yang Dr. terangkan dia cakapkan tadi, mengenai analysis the supply chain system of the company, focusing on the main raw material, which is seaweed. Okay, next slide. Okay, for the product, this type of operation strategy revolves around the quality control of existing product or service, as well as the development of new product and service. Kenoi product dia produce seaweed is a staple ingredient in many Asian country because of its nutrition quality, as well as its depth of flavor and facility. Second is about taste, reliable and durable. Third is about perceived product quality and value. Fourth is about develop variety, flavor and size to satisfy target market. Also, all buyers can eat this product. Next slide. About the facility, terdapat tiga bahagian, iaitu R&D department. About the R&D, the company provide various services such as technology, building, security, daily operational duties and other. For example, in terms of welfare, the company provide employees with appropriate welfare and benefit comparable to other company. So second, in terms of R&D tadi, this company also serve R&D department to take care their quality product to achieve global standard. This department is very important to make sure their product always relevant and attract more buyers to buy their product and get the opportunity in market. Untuk teknologi pula, dia provide technology security and take care employee health. Next slide. Untuk capacity pula, Kenoi are opening a new factory, which is untuk tahun yang berbeza. Pada tahun 2008, the company expand the production capacity in response to the increasing demand among customer and to support new customer in the future by opening the second factory, which is Napawang. So pada tahun 2016 pula, company telah membuka untuk menyediakan seaweed yang mencukupi terhadap kapasiti. Dia telah enhance the production capacity in order to accommodate market growth locally and abroad continually. The company's second factory is Regional Industry Park started their operation. The company generate 4,000 million baht of income per year from the sales. Second, next slide. For the human resource, more than 2,000 employees working tirelessly. The factory is currently located in Batu 20 province, covering 16,000 square meters. That provide 2,000 employees. For the company production process needs to have elaborate in several steps, whether it's frying, roasting, baking, and feeding. So dia memerlukan pekerja untuk menyediakan produk di bahagian tersebut. Untuk the number of labor efficiency and the cost of labor are the main important factor affecting directly to the business. Okay, for the analysis, the company is faced with the risk of labor shortage and the loss of qualified workers, which make the company wasting time to recruit and train new skills. Besides, the government has issued a policy to raise the minimum wage rate periodically. This makes the company at risk of raising labor costs. Next slide. Next. Untuk sourcing pula, terbagi pada tiga, iaitu seaweed Takeno import from Korea. Raw material Takenoi iaitu seaweed akan diimport daripada Korea Selatan untuk dibuat di kilang dan dipasarkan di negara-negara seperti Singapura dan banyak negara lagi. For contract with manufacturer and distributor for seaweed supply annually. And third, the manufacturer and distributor must send a seaweed sample for inspection to see if it's up to the company criteria. Next slide. For the quality of package, the company was accredited with CODES GMP by Global Certification Service Limited. Company obtained a Thailand brand which accredits export goods quality, building trust among global consumer toward product from Thailand. Takeno juga receive the halal certification. Next slide. For the process and technology, there are several.
Syukri,
Yeah.
Syukri, saya minta Syukri, betul kan? Syukri Firdaus. Betul? Syukri, tapi nama kat sini Firdaus 271. Okay, Syukri stop sekejap presentation ni. Okay guys, semua sekali, apa tu? Syukri boleh tarik the slide out. Keluarkan slide tu. Stop sharing. Okay, saya minta semua orang tengok balik soalan yang diberikan. Cuba tengok balik soalan yang saya berikan untuk soalan 1 tu. Apa sebenarnya soalan tu? Ya? Soalan tu berbunyi, analyze the supply chain system. Betul tak? Analyze the supply chain system of the company focusing on the main raw material, which is seaweed. Alright? Your analysis should include the main operation strategies that were used by the company to control its supply chain. Elaborate the positive impact of each operational decision. Soalannya very straightforward tu. Tapi kumpulan satu tak berjaya menjawab soalan. You actually lari jauh daripada apa yang saya minta. Soalan nombor 1 adalah berkenaan dengan analysis of supply chain. Supply chain of what? Of seaweed. Ya, sekarang ni condition Tucano ialah dia mengambil ataupun membeli seaweed daripada Korea. Company ini beroperasi bukan di Korea, di Thailand. Now let me ask you, final semester student. Apa dia yang kamu dah belajar, dalam paper purchasing you tu, dalam OS pun, operational strategy pun ada mention lagi. Praktis macam ni apa yang kita panggil? Dia beroperasi di Thailand. Tetapi seaweednya dibeli daripada luar. Apa tu? Apa strategi yang dipakai tu?
Insourcing.
Betul. This is international sourcing. Kenapa dia buat macam tu? Mesti ada sebab kan? Ada siapa-siapa tak yang buat extra homework, yang tengok dan find out kenapa dia beli seaweed tu daripada Korea instead of Thailand? Dia bermula dengan seaweed daripada Thailand. Tapi apa yang terjadi yang menyebabkan dia berpindah ke Korea tu? Anyone? Ada tak siapa-siapa? Siapa pun no, didn't even bother. Firdaus jawab cost. Are you sure that is the reason? Kalau saya suruh tunjuk cost perbezaan tu memang itu ke? Ke kamu tembak je? Apa perbezaan dia, Firdaus? Berapa cost yang berbeza? Are you sure it's cost? Because kalau cost, then operation strateginya is cost strategy. Apakah yang menyebabkan dia berpindah daripada Thailand ke, bukan berpindah, dia apa yang menyebabkan dia outsource, not outsource, apa yang menyebabkan dia buat international sourcing? Seaweed adalah sesuatu yang lembut, yang datang daripada sea, laut, dan perlu produk begini sangat sensitif. So kenapa Thailand, Takano in particular, beli seaweed tu sedangkan Thailand pun ada? Actually Indonesia pembekal yang sangat besar seaweed. Malaysia pun ada, but very little. So kenapa? Kalau kata murah, I can assure you Indonesia yang paling murah. Kenapa? Why do you think they go to Korea? Cuba fikir, operation strategy ada banyak elemen kan? Why? First why? Kenapa dia pergi ke sana? Lepas tu barulah kamu tahu apa dia operation strategy tersebut. Yes, Maisarah give the right answer. Siti Nurliana also give the right answer. It's product quality. In term of cost, produk yang raw material yang dibeli daripada Korea jauh lebih mahal. Tetapi ada masalah kualiti yang dihadapi oleh Takano yang menyebabkan dia terpaksa membeli produk dia daripada Korea, the raw material itself. So bila saya kata kamu kena buat supply chain analysis, kamu dan saya dah namakan raw material apa yang kamu kena analyse tu, seaweed. So sepatutnya jawapan kamu fokus direct kepada seaweed tu lah. Siapa dia punya supplier, dari mana? Soalan yang seterusnya yang operation manager kena tanya ialah kenapa saya kena beli kat luar? Sedangkan Thailand pun ada, neighboring country pun ada yang lebih dekat dan lebih murah. So why Korea? Bila kamu dapat tahu kenapa sebabnya, dan kamu tahulah, company ni sebenarnya menggunakan, bila dia handle dia punya supply chain, approach dia adalah quality strategy, based on quality. So dia let go yang cost tu, dia terpaksa fokus dengan quality. So bila dia fokus dengan quality tu, ada impact lah kepada value setiap point di dalam dia punya supply chain. So dalam operation strategi, kamu dah patutnya dah begitu fasih dah dengan apa yang dimaksudkan dengan supply chain analysis. Kita kena lihat sepanjang point di dalam supply chain tersebut. Siapa yang membeli? Yang membelinya adalah purchaser daripada Thailand. Apakah yang menyebabkan dia membuat keputusan untuk membeli daripada supplier ke Korea, di Korea itu? So, as an operation management and as an operation executive or operation manager, you have to be very, very sure of that decision because there is a cost impact. There will always be a cost impact. Sebab tu kita kena fasih betul. Apakah strategi yang digunakan ni? Apa yang menyebabkan dia terpaksa mengambil strategic decision tersebut? Dan kamu kena map balik, okay, ini supply chain analysis. Kamu kena map balik setiap langkah dia mendapatkan seaweed tersebut. So your supply chain come from, okay, the order come from Thailand. It goes to Korea, okay, South Korea. Daripada South Korea, apakah relationship pula dengan dia punya supplier? Dari berapa supplier dia dapat this seaweed? Why this particular supplier? That is supply chain analysis. Kenapa supplier itu yang dipilih? Semua tu adalah operation manager punya decision. So ada sebabnya. Kenapa? And then apa yang dia buat dekat situ? Adakah pengilang ataupun supplier di Korea tu dia memproseskan seaweed tu sebelum dihantar ke Thailand? So you need to know the process flow of the raw material. Lepas dapat process flow dengan clear tu, barulah analyze setiap point tu dan lihat decision making yang telah dilakukan oleh operation manager yang sehinggalah mendapatkan seaweed tersebut di kilang di Thailand untuk diproses. That is what you do. That is what you call supply chain analysis. So the first thing that you must do is do a process flow. Kena map dulu. Bila orang suruh buat analisis tu, the first thing yang kena buat, kalau analisis adalah production analysis, you have to analyze your own production. Then you kena map dulu proses tu. Production saya bermula dari step 1 apa, step 2 apa, step 3 apa, step 4 apa. Kemudian barulah setiap satu point tu kita analyze. Baru yang menjawab soalan. So group 1 tak menjawab soalan ni, jauh sekali. Be very careful. Sekali lagi saya ingatkan, kelas ini melihat capability you untuk implement apa yang you telah belajar selama 6 semester, 5 hingga 6 semester. Nah, belum nampak lagi ni, apa yang dah belajar tu faham betul-betul. Saya tak nampak lagi kefahaman tu. So be very careful. So bila saya ada dalam kita punya soalan tu, bila dalam soalan tu dah tulis itu supply chain analysis, then Google lah supply chain analysis tu apa maksudnya kalau tak faham. Apa maksud supply chain analysis? Baru dah okay, supply chain analysis ni maksudnya setiap proses ni, setiap proses kalau ada 7 lah, 8 adalah saya kena map dulu. Lepas saya siap map, baru saya kena tengok setiap satu yang 7 step ni. Saya kena analyze, saya kena tengok kenapa decisionnya. Pada situ baru saya nampak, sebenarnya setiap keputusan dalam supply chain tersebut adalah demi quality. Therefore, my company or this company is actually the approach is quality strategy. Macam tu. Group 1, did you hear me? Dengar tak group 1? So masalah boleh jawab tadi quality, tapi masalahnya tak implement apa yang diminta tu. Jangan masuk ke production apa semua. The result, the question is very clear. I want to see the supply chain analysis on seaweed. Tak bagi tahu dah kat situ seaweed. Saya tak sebut pun benda lain. Saya sebut terus seaweed. So seaweed lah. This is the main ingredient. Banyak isu operation sebenarnya dalam cubaan dia untuk menghasilkan world class snack daripada seaweed tu. Seaweed sangat susah untuk diproses. Sangat fragile, sangat senang contamination, sangat senang busuk, sangat senang rosak. So why bother? Kenapa nak pergi jauh-jauh sedangkan kat Thailand ada seaweed? Itu yang sepatutnya seorang operation manager tanya. Seorang operation executive tanya. Why? Sebab nanti bila pegawai kamu datang kat kamu, bagi tahu dengan kamu, okay, Iru, dia kata Miss Tan, Miss Tan, saya nak beli saya punya seaweed, saya dah jumpa supplier saya katalah you the operation manager. Saya adalah you punya operation executive atau saya purchasing executive. Saya datang jumpa Tan Yiru. Saya cakap, Miss Tan, I dah jumpa supplier I ada di Korea. Takkan you nak sign saja? You mesti nak tengok what is the cost analysis? What is the supply chain analysis? What is the payment method? What is the condition that the supplier? Why are you choosing this supplier? You kena tanya dekat purchasing officer tu, isn't it? Because that is a strategic decision that will affect cost. So, tengok dan baca soalan betul-betul. Saya tak akan terima jawapan yang tak menjawab soalan tu. Saya kena pastikan awak betul-betul faham. Jangan ke tepi, ke tengah, tak tentu hala ni. Masalah ni. Ni baru-baru kita punya second week. Banyak lagi benda susah nak datang ni. Baca betul-betul. Jangan malas. Jangan malas. Tengok benda term yang tak faham je. Supply chain analysis. Klik dekat Google. Semua benda kat hujung jari you lah. Zaman saya ialah nak kena pergi library lah. Library pula buku tak cukup lah. So, tekan saja kat situ. Letak keyword dekat Google tu. Supply chain analysis. Apa benda supply chain analysis ni? Kau tak ingat dah operation strategy. Ini core. Supply chain analysis, supply chain concept. Ini adalah core operation management. Tidak ada maaf kalau kamu tak faham benda ni. Tak boleh tak faham. Ini wajib. Ini bukan sunat. Ini bukan makro. Ini wajib. Wajib untuk kamu faham. Wajib untuk kamu mampu beranalisis ke atas supply chain. Raw material ke, produk ke. Nanti kalau kena buat supply chain untuk finish good product, nak ke mana pula arahnya? Cukup wajib ni. Tak boleh silap. So, balik kejap lagi. Okay, saya dah sound dah ni. Balik sekejap lagi. Klik dekat Google tu. Tengok balik. Apa sebenarnya supply chain analysis? Sepatutnya saya dah belajar dan faham. Tapi obviously saya still tak faham. So, balik tengok balik. Klik dekat Google tu. Final semester bukan masa untuk bermain. Itu adik-adik first sem, second sem dia nak main. Itu dia punya masa. But you tak ada dah. You tak ada masa dah. You are going out already. So, you are lacking in time. Whatever that you don't know, you need to Google to find out. Apa dia? Tak tahu, tak faham apa benda ditulis, tanya kat saya. Dalam WhatsApp group pun tak apa, dalam kelas pun tak apa. Macam kawan-kawan ada seorang tanya, aha moment tu apa? Saya jawab kan? Sebab I prefer orang yang tanya daripada orang yang diam yang dihanyut sepanjang kelas. It will only get worse from here. Makin susah nanti. Ini baru kelas kedua ni. So, balik nanti Google. Apa itu supply chain analysis? Kamu tak mampu untuk tak tahu konsep supply chain analysis. Bukan untuk kelas ni. Tapi kamu tak mampu, tak tahu ketika kamu bekerja nanti. Tak ada siapa-siapa dekat tempat kerja tu akan ajar. Okay, Fikri, ini caranya nak buat supply chain analysis. No way. You are expected to know. That is the most basic operation element. So, balik cari sekali. Tolong balik cari. Jangan biar saya cakap 2-3 kali. Alright. Now, second one. Second group. Second group is focusing on one of the main areas of OM, which is innovation, product and process, meaning innovation, product innovation and process innovation. Discuss in detail the strategy approach that were adapted by the company. Nampak? Salah satu area yang seterusnya, inovasi. Inovasi melibatkan produk, inovasi yang melibatkan proses. So, straightforward. Tengok produk, tengok proses. Apa inovasi yang dia buat? Operation management managers, operation executive, dia bukan orang sastra, nak bunga-bunga pergi satu dunia. Dia cuma satu campur satu, dua. Itu straightforward. You are dealing with the operation of a company. Each mistake cost money, each mistake will cost you your job. Okay, so baca dengan straightforward. Okay, saya tanya direct saja. Fokuskan kepada product innovation dan process innovation. Discuss dengan detail the strategy approach that were adapted by the company. Kalau kamu betul-betul study apa dia punya case ni, kamu akan tahu antara apa yang dia dah buat ketika dia menghadapi masalah menghasilkan produk dia tu. So, apakah inovasi yang dia lakukan? Apakah collaboration yang dia lakukan? Dan your discussion must include from the production process until the packaging of the finished good. Okay, group 2. Muhammad Salmizu ada? Salmizu? Where are
Ada,
you?
Doktor.
Okay, silakan. Take away. Sila discusskan untuk on behalf of your group.
Jangan, Doktor. Okay.
Okay, get ready. Cuma yang penting content, no problem. Take your time.
Okay, today I would like to explain about strategy approach of that by top. For the first strategy approach is conduct a survey in market. Second strategy Hutarimba. Third attractive packaging, and the last one is focus strategy. For the production process, first conduct a survey in market. A market research survey enable top to get the information about his market. Top conduct a market research survey when he did not any data, any idea about an audience of his market target. On the movie, for example, Top always made a survey to know what people always like. He opened a new business like Chestnut because he know people love it so much. Top also made a survey every time he export his product overseas. For for example, he come to Singapore as a tourist to know sell about his product and to try to know what the community like the most. Next slide. Second approach is strategy Hutarimba. Strategy Hutarimba is really has a simple idea, which is how to expand and distribute the thing we offer as so far as a jungle. If implemented on your own, this technique may assist greatly expand the distribution of our product while also reducing certain additional costs such as transportation and logistics. On this movie, for example, 7E company is the first company that accept the product into their market after a few times Top has been rejected. The starting point for this successful business is started here, with collaboration between Top and 7E company. For export strategy, he come up dealing with small trader who open grocery store. Then we will make a survey from that to know what Singapore and China community like the most product. Next slide. For the third approach is attractive packaging. Attractive packaging, the unique packages is easier for the consumer to remember the brand by Top product. Good packaging is very important for durable snack that give us good taste when customers are eating. For example, in this movie, the first packaging of the Top product was rejected by 7E company because the large product size and unattractive packaging for the product Top. Then Top made revolution to make attractive packaging with a new attesting Top packaging strategy. The 7E company was immediately interested and offered the contract to Top to do business collaboration Top and 7E. For the last one is focus strategy. This is a strategy of segmenting market that involves a particular buyer group, geographic segment, or certain part of the product line. Top emphasis had trend in his net. Top highly professional targeting his product line on the market. His definitive sweet seaweed flavor. Top also target his product to be age appropriate. That's all for my group. Thank you, Dr.
Ni pun sama, group ni pun sama. Ya, your production proses dia tertukar dengan dia punya produk. Okay. Again. Tengok soalan tu balik.
Okay.
Tengok soalan tu balik. Soalan tu kata berfokuskan innovation.
Yes.
Berfokuskan innovation ada dua. Satu berkenaan dengan produk, satu berkenaan dengan proses. Okay. Untuk proses tu, kenapa kamu tak mention kata proses untuk buat snack seaweed ni menggunakan extrusion process? Extrusion process tidak dibuat oleh company lain tapi dilakukan oleh Takengon. Dia antara yang pertama yang menghasilkan snack daripada extrusion process. Lagi-lagilah extrusion process itu melibatkan material yang lembut macam tu. Dia juga adalah syarikat atau snack company yang berfokuskan kepada automated process. It's automation. So that is where the innovation came in. Sebab industri seaweed ni adalah industri yang sangat konvensional. Sedangkan produk yang dia buat adalah global berstatus global. International snack. Itu proses inovasi dia. Okay. The second one is product innovation. Kenapa kamu tak mention? Disebabkan dia jadi global. Maka instead of focusing on flavor-flavor yang available ataupun familiar dengan market di Thailand, dia telah mengeluarkan pelbagai flavor lain. Ada flavor yang ada rasa Korean. Ya, dia ada Korean roasted seaweed yang mana dibuat khas untuk dihantar ke China, Italy dan Canada. Manakala ada produk yang dia innovate supaya mempunyai kandungan garam yang rendah iaitu low sodium yang mana dia ekspor ke Laos, Cambodia, Singapore and Hong Kong. Manakala terdapat juga green curry flavor yang dihantar ke negara-negara yang segmented juga. And then dia ada lagi other first country ataupun very developed country, the developed country, seperti United States, ya, Sweden, yang mana dia mempunyai roll mala dan sebagainya. Kamu tak mention tu. Procurement tu tak katalah Madalani memang semuanya ada. Berapa orang yang berjaya mencari dokumen tentang the whole approach of Takengon? Ya, dia ada investor report yang available for free dekat dalam internet ni. Dia ada investor report. Penuh investor report dia. Kejap saya tengok muka surat, berapa muka surat. Sampai ke business asset dia pun dia cerita. Sebab dia dah jadi international company yang mana dia terpaksa, dia kena buka all these things due to the stakeholder punya condition. So dia siap ada sustainable goal dan business policy in terms of sustainability and what not. Apa muka surat ni? Panjang sangat. Kalau kamu cari benda ni, kalau kamu guna kamu punya pengetahuan dalam operation management tu untuk analyse, dia lebih daripada boleh menjawab. Lebih daripada boleh menjawab. Bukan setakat menjawab, boleh menjawab lebih daripada yang saya minta. Soalan saya, berapa orang yang jumpa investor report ni? You see the effort? Do you see the effort? Ada siapa-siapa jumpa tak? Saya teringin nak dengar. Seorang pun cukup lah yang bagi tahu kat saya. Jumpa report ni. investor.takonoi.co.th. Nak saya tunjuk kat awak dia punya content. 2020 annual report. Yes, 2020 annual report. Grup mana ada nampak? Grup mana tadi ada sebut ke tak ni?
Yang risk management tu ke?
Ya.
Saya ada jumpa.
Nampak tak kat dalam tu? Semua information pasal Takengon ada dalam tu. So, kenapa jadi tak boleh jawab soalan simple macam ni? Tak biasa buat analisis macam ni? Sampai bila nak biasa ni? Everything that you needed is in here. Tapi saya tak akan bagi kat awak. You lah kena cari. Everything is here. Nampak kan? Dah. Nampak? So, apa masalahnya? Tu, annual report. Boleh je saya nak share, tapi saya tak nak share. Sebab kamu yang patut usaha. Tu kawan kamu yang ada dah seorang? Grup mana tadi ada? Grup mana ada jumpa annual report ni? Atika Masyara punya grup. Atika Masyara Olivianti.
Grup 4 tu.
Nah, so bila you jumpa benda tu, the content is there. Dia dah mention dah. Tapi kamu tak boleh lah cut paste ambil dari situ because it will never answer the question. Kamu kena baca, faham dan analyse. So, kalau kamu baca dan analyse properly, you will see that dia fully automated. Okay, packaging dia extrusion, produk dia pun extruded process. Baca dan faham. Ya. Dia dah bagi tahu kat situ marketing strateginya, dia dah bagi tahu juga dia punya sourcing, setiap satu ingredient ada kat dalam ni. Ya, yang mana yang kita tak cukup, kita cari lagi lah. Be very careful. Operation analysis bukan sesuatu yang dibuat main. Sebab tu lah analyst ni, orang yang bekerja sebagai operation analyst ni gajinya banyak. Dia adalah antara orang yang paling smart dalam company tu. Dia boleh cakap, kata kita ada weakness dalam kita punya supply chain. Dia boleh bagi tahu, kata produk kita tak cukup inovasi. Proses kita tak economically benefited to the company. Dia boleh cakap sebab dia dah analyse. Tapi kenalah buat analisis tu dulu. Soalan nasib baik tak ada final exam. Ni kalau ada final exam ni beramai-ramai dapat kosong lah ni. Lain yang ditanya, lain dia jawab dah. Okay, let's try satu group lagi. Kalau tak boleh jawab ni memang kamu kena repeat lah benda kerja ni. Ni first time ni. Tak boleh jawab satu pun lagi ni. Okay, group 3. Let's try group 3. Soalan group 3, analyze the function and impact of technology on this company. List down the technologies involved in the company, how it positively changed the outcome of the business. Okay, group 3. Saya minta Miss Khairunisa Khairuddin. Khairunisa Khairuddin, are you there?
Doktor dengar saya?
Dengar. Tak berapa clear sangat tapi boleh dengar. Can you try again? Dengar tak? Boleh?
Hello doktor, dengar.
Dengar. Dengar? Okay, so Khairunisa, go ahead.
Okay. Okay, Assalamualaikum and good evening to doctor and everyone. So our group today we present about our question about what positive outcome from the application of technology and analyze the function and impact of technology on this company. Okay, next slide. Okay, in the Takeda company, we found that there are three machines that are involved, which are first packaging machine, conveyor belts, and snack pillow packaging machines.
Okay.
Next video. Okay, first we found packaging machine. Packaging machine has been used by Takano company, which function as reliable and convenience. From the movie, we saw that the company first all packaging has been rejected by franchise company just because there are not a lot of information about their product. So to overcome the problem, Top creates a suitable packaging and all the information that needed of the product so that it can improve packaging rate, easy and quick setting and operation. Okay. Next is snack pillow packaging machine. When produce the seaweed product, the function of this machine is to ensure that the product maintains with the nutrition of seaweed which makes seaweed longer and maintain the taste and more crispy. By providing the machine, it provides the system easier standard to follow because it works as assembly machines, which allow the product to be packed easier and quicker. So overall impact of this technology can shelf life of food products, which another word can make the food is more longer to ni lah keep
Chef life.
preserve.
Hmm.
Yeah. To make it also can make the snack fresh and not sluggish, or we can say that the seaweed can be eaten in the best condition. Okay, next slide. And the third machine is the conveyor belt. This kind of machine is transport product in the straight line through changes in the elevation or direction. Takano use this machine to reduce manpower to ensure the process of transfer product to another place consistently and efficiently. Also the function of this machine to boost seaweed processing because this system helps speed up the Takano operations. So for the impact of the conveyor belt, it help to eliminate or minimize the manual labor. Firdaus, belum lagi. Nak cakap pasal impact. Okay. Because it help to eliminate and minimize the manual labor. It help the company to cut the employees' employment costs such as in training benefits and others. Another impact is help companies reduce accidents such as mechanical failure or injured, which can see by involved in this machine can increase safety employment. And at the same time, company can operate efficiently because it transfer products easier, which this machine build low maintenance structure to make easier for employees to handle it. So for the next slide is the example or picture that we found at the Google for the machine that used by Takano company. Okay. Next. Continue, Doctor.
Okay? Yeah, continue.
Continue.
Yes, yes.
Alright, okay. Okay, next is the second question is changes in outcome for the technology in this company. The positive changes in outcome, the objective of technology is to bring the bigger impact to the company. Firstly, is reduce labor. Technology change reduce the need of routine mechanized work. The machine has been used are able to reduce the Takano company's dependence to 100%. So when the machine helps to reduce labor, the company is able to save the company's operation cost due to the small number of the employees. In the movie, we can see although the processing plant owned by Top has the limit number of employee, but is able to meet the demand of the 7-Eleven store because it made by technology such as snack pillow packaging machine and conveyor belt.
Okay.
Next is the process time can be reduced. Ability to reduce production cycle time is important in turning out higher volume. It stands to reason workforce and assembly access that product goods faster can produce more than those goods. So the shorter production cycles are among positive outcome of technology in the Takano business. Next is the mass production. with the use of technology in the seaweed company, the effective in production of product on a large scala will be high. By developing the workforce, they can take this product and expand to another country. For example, Takenong's seaweed business has grown rapidly in all Asian countries and need mass production to achieve production targets so it can be exported to another countries and also can be known as a truly global company in the future. And the last is the technologies involved can help to ensure the production flow is smooth when the organization is used technology in produce the product, it made more effective. For example, it can reduce error in the production products as compared to using manpower, which will get the result in error production. Furthermore, it guarantees the quality of the production products as opposed to using manpower, which pose significant faults as compared to the technology. So we can see when we care about the product quality, we can provide certification of consumer and also maintain the product supplier chain in the long run.
Okay.
So last is about the finding market share of seaweed snack in Thailand in 2050 by company. From the observation, the finding that our groups got in the Takenong company was the top 3 competitors of seaweed snack companies in Thailand. Based on the figure of 2050, we can see that Takenong companies excel the other seaweed snack companies, which are Sierra Corporation, Capital Trading, Triple M Products, Europe Snack Food, Norita and others in the Thailand overall. Takenong has a biggest market share among the companies that produce seaweed snack in Thailand. Total sales that Takenong got is about 61.5% in 2015, followed by Sierra Corporation that state 17.5% of their market share and also followed by Capital Trading, which stayed about 6.6%. Here we can see Takenong become a biggest market share for seaweed snack because there are various of technologies that have been used to produce great quality of their seaweed snack product and availability with customer demand. So that's all for us.
All right. Okay, good job. Finally, someone or a group that managed to answer the question. Okay, very straightforward. Very straightforward. You look at kalau soalannya yang bertanya tu adalah berkenaan dengan teknologi, dan kita tengok macam biasalah, bawah kategori teknologi apa yang kita belajar dalam operation strategy. Product teknologi, process teknologi, communication teknologi, tapi sebab dia manufacturing, dia tak adalah yang IR 4.0 semua embedded. Dia fokus kepada proses teknologi dengan produk teknologi. Kenapa dia dapat 60 lebih tu? Sebabnya kompetitor dia tidak ada lagi mempunyai ability untuk come up with the high quality seaweed product yang dia buat tu. Sebab tu pentingnya kenapa saya keep on stressing on the product innovation dengan process innovation. Dia belum ada kompetitor yang cukup kuat. Singha tu sebenarnya adalah syarikat beer. Syarikat beer di Thailand, which is very kaya lah. Tetapi dia tidak ada teknologi yang top ada tu. So apa benda dia buat walaupun dia boleh invest dengan banyak dia masih lag dari segi innovation. The thing dengan top ni, okay, he is very young and he is very innovative and he is very daring. Dia try and error. Produk ni sebenarnya banyak kali tak berjaya dihasilkan pada peringkat mula. Tapi because he dare to try something new, he innovate, barulah dia dapat capture tu dan dia macam mana dia innovate, dia bersandarkan operasi proses manufacturing dia tu bersandarkan kepada teknologi. No more conventional method sebab dia tahu tak mungkin dia boleh menghasilkan produk kualiti yang begitu tinggi dengan menggunakan manual labor. Itu caranya kita buat analisis atas operasi sesebuah syarikat. Now, secondly, apa yang dia kata tadi ni? They mention about the competitor, they mention about the production. Let me ask you a bonus question, group Karunisa. Siapa pun jawab, Siapa pun boleh jawab. Apa yang kamu nampak dekat pillow packaging tu? Apa sebenarnya yang dia cuba buat? Apa dia sesuatu benda yang menyebabkan kamu cakap, patutlah dia buat pillow packaging. Apakah condition produk tu yang menyebabkan dia buat pillow packaging?
Sebab dia nak jaga kesegaran seaweed tu. Sebab seaweed tu dia cepat basi.
No?
And then
Tak betul? Kenapa pillow? Tahu tak pillow packaging macam mana? Pillow packaging tu, kalau kamu beli keropok tu gemuk, dia punya packaging tu bulat. Penuh dengan angin. Orang selalu cakap, kenapa produk ni penuh dengan angin? Keropok kat dalam sikit je. Lepas tu you marahlah pengilang ni. Menipu, jualnya 10 gram saja. Bagnya besar ni. Ada sebab tu. Lepas tu saya kata, operation analysis kita kena tahu sebab tu. Kamu jangan jadi macam kucing Siamese punya cat. Tahu kucing Siam? Kucing Siam, kucing yang gebu-gebu, yang mahal-mahal, yang 12,000 pun ada harga tu. Dia jalan, kalau ada tikus, dia biar je tikus tu jalan depan dia. Dia tengok je tikus tu. Dia tak macam kucing kampung. Kucing kampung akan identify. Oh, itu adalah benda yang boleh dibunuh. Dia akan bunuh. So, kamu tak boleh jadi macam kucing Siamese cat ni. As an operation people, you cannot just look at thing. Oh, nampak dia 4 segi. Okay, saya terima dia 4 segi. You have to ask. Kenapa 4 segi? Kenapa dia tak buat 3 segi? Especially benda yang out of ordinary. So, kenapa orang buat pillow packaging tu? Macam bantal tu. Apa reason dia? Come on, siapa yang boleh jawab ni? Saya bagi makan tambahan. Tengok otak berfungsi tak petang-petang ni. Kenapa pillow packaging? Tak ada tujuan dia nak menipu. Ni orang Malaysia macam tu kan. Dia penuh dengan drama. Tengok drama banyak sangat. Oh, dia nak menipu customer. Senang je dia jawab. Awak rasa kalau dia nak menipu customer, dia tak kenal lama dah? Dia boleh terlepas macam tu saja? Kenapa? Okay, Atika Masyara Olivianti lagi jawab. Safety purpose, doktor. Tak nak seaweed tu hancur. Betul. Dia buat pillow packaging supaya seaweed itu kan crispy. Seaweed itu crispy. Jadi kalau packaging dia tu nipis ataupun penyek, tak ada air tu. By the time kamu dapat seaweed tu hancur lah. Dia tak akan jadi snack. Dia jadi seaweed powder. Siapa nak makan seaweed powder? Kalau duduk masuk dalam sinema, kena gunting dan buat macam tu. Habis satu buka penuh seaweed. Sedangkan you nak makan, you nak pegang satu-satu. It's a snack, isn't it? Macam kamu order kuih raya lah. Memanglah dalam gambar Facebook tu cantiknya kuih raya. By the time dapat kat kamu sebut. Kamu apa? Nak ambil sudu makan? Macam makan susu tepung tu. So this is high-end snack. Dia tak mampu, ada banyak defect. Still akan ada juga hancur-hancur tu kan. Sebab you masuk kontainer lah, you nak hantar pergi sampai US. Of course dia akan ada juga hancur tu sikit. Tapi the effort is there to stop the product from being crushed. So tak ada drama saya berniat untuk menipu customer saya. Maka masih ayo kita besarkan kita punya packaging. That is not the reason. The reason is because the production people want some cushioning. Some cushion. Untuk mengelakkan daripada produk itu penyek. You see? Before dia tak ada orang fikir macam tu. Ada 2 saja cara untuk membungkus seaweed produk. Kalau dari Japan, dia buat vacuum packaging. So, dia tak boleh ada kepingan seaweed yang kecil-kecil macam top punya. Top punya seaweed kecil-kecil saja. Tapi daripada Japan punya, dia bagi satu sheet, satu lapisan. Lapisan macam kertas tu disusun. Lepas tu dia guna vacuum pack, duduk senyap-senyap macam tu. So, bila you tindan tu, tak apalah, tak ada masalah. Dia tak pecah. Dia sekeping besar tu. Kalau lah Top buat macam tu, packaging untuk dia punya snack tu memang hancur sehancurnya. That's the reason. So an operation manager should be able to pick up that. Should be able to pick up that. Okay, thank you Atika Masara. Good job. At least someone is thinking. So itu caranya. So next class and seterusnya sampai sepanjang semester, bear that in mind. Jangan jadi kucing Parsi. Kena jadi kucing kampung. Berfikir, bertindak. Tengok saja saya dekat dalam screen you tu tak mendatangkan apa-apa faedah. You need to think while I'm asking. Think, jawab balik. Think, jawab balik. Okay? Alright. Kau ada yang dah tidur dah? Tak tidur kot. Tidur ni memanglah. Sekejap lagi saya tak pergi cari ya, nanti next semester. Next, lepas sem break ni saya cari siapa tidur tu. Jangan tidur. Ini kelas bukan untuk tidur. Ini kelas untuk kamu tiba-tiba jadi bersemangat nak pergi kerja. Macam tu. Okay, next one. Very good job group 3. At least ada yang dah sampai ke level semester akhir. This is what I'm looking for. Okay, next group. Group 4 akan bercakap pasal post-pandemic, isn't it? Okay, based on the current pandemic, analyze how the company is performing and from OM perspective, discuss the strategies and approaches that the company must make post-COVID-19. Among this industry, sector in the manufacturing industry, food industry adalah antara yang terkesan paling teruk. Yeah. So group 4, saya minta Nurul Fazira Hanim, Ahmad Fauzi. Nurul Fazira, are you there?
Saya Doktor.
Mana dia Fazira? Okay, alright. So Nurul Fazira, okay. Alright Nurul, the stage is yours. Sila teruskan.
Okay. As we know, the COVID-19 is started in December 2019 and it started to spread around the world in early of 2020. So this virus has give a big impact to many company, including Taukenoi itself. Okay, if this is the final statement for Taukenoi for 2020 that we have gained from their annual report. Okay, according to this financial report, we can see that their revenues are dropping compared to the previous years in about 2 millions from in about 2 millions. So from this, we can assume that the demand on their products are dropping in 2020. Okay, next, if we see through the expenses, it is also less than previous years. So from that, we assume that the company try to save their expenses in producing their products in order to avoid waste of their products. So those have those different has affected their income of the years for the Taukenoi company itself lah. We can see that there's about 1 million. In about 1 million, they have lost for about a year. Next. Okay, for the strategy, my first strategy is appoint new distributor. Okay, Taukenoi should appoint new distributor for those both direct selling and e-commerce platform. Those new distributors should be teach way to attract customer by using new platform for e-commerce platform, such as the ways to teach them is using health or nutritional fact, since the seaweed itself has its own benefit to human. They can use the situation nowadays where people are taking really seriously on their health to boost their sales. And secondly is gain customer trust. While we are using nutritional facts to gain to attract customers' attention, we should people will be eager to know how the company handle the organic food before distribute it to the sellers. So the company can organize a transparent process from the workers started to get in the production line, process of the product making, product packaging, quality checking until they distribute it to the sellers or distributor or to the customer itself. So in this ways, customer will know the nutritional product. Sorry, the company are managing the nutritional product really good to make sure that the nutrition in the food are not being disturbed and can sustain people health. That's all from me.
Okay, kamu tolong bagi saya 2 minit before we resume. Saya ada something coming up. So bagi saya 2 minit untuk handle, and then kita akan resume kelas sekejap. Alright, sorry about that. Okay, so yeah, jawapan yang diberikan tu betul. The first part of the question is to analyse. So nampak kan, walaupun dia syarikat snack yang mana kita assume waktu MCO ni ramai orang makan snack, sepatutnya sales makin tinggi. Tapi dia juga negatively affected by the pandemic. And what they did is that is a very good point coming from group 4. Yeah? Sudah dimention bahawa dia ada nutritional value yang tinggi. Jadi, how to overcome it? Now everybody is concerned about health. What should we do? We should emphasize on the benefit of consuming the snack. Okay, so that is a very important strategy. That is how you should look at when you want to do market expansion, when you decide to innovate new things, when you decide to go into new market, when you decide to innovate a new product. Yeah, you need to find itulah gunanya SWOT analysis. So bila buat SWOT analysis tu akan nampak, oh, produk saya memang ada nutrition, memang bagus. So saya emphasize kan part nutritional tu. Sedap dah. Okay, orang dah tahu dah. So macam mana lagi saya nak gain more people to eat my product? Now everybody is concerned about health. So health mesti nak cari benda yang sihat. Macam mana nak cari benda sihat? Produk saya memang sihat. So I emphasize dalam I punya marketing strategy, dalam I punya advertisement and so on. That is the approach that should be taken by the company. And they are actually doing that and doing a lot of R&D to come up. Sebab tu ada produk dia yang low salt tu. Nampak tak? Low salt. Obviously, salt is a huge problem. Garam yang tinggi ni masalah yang besar dalam industri snack. So, dia capture dia tu, oh, dia tahu ada customer dia yang nak makan snack tapi dia tak boleh tahan dengan value, level of salt tu. So, let's make another version. That is a very smart approach. Very, very smart approach. So, operation manager kena fikir sampai macam tu sekali. Okey, satu produk dah berjaya. Macam mana nak buat produk yang kedua yang juga dah lebih berjaya. Dan yang ketiga, produk yang ketiga juga berjaya. Okay, by doing or by using all the tools yang kita dah belajar dalam operations management lah. So, salah satunya adalah SWOT analysis. And kita akan guna banyak lagi di kelas-kelas yang akan datang. Okay, very good job group 4. Okay, good. So let's move on to the last group sebelum kita conclude, ya. So last group, Muhammad Haikal, group 5 is Muhammad Syawal, Aini Sofia, Nurul Atikah, So Wewe. Saya minta Muhammad Syawal. Muhammad Syawal, are you there? Syawal, where are you? Tak ada tak?
Yes, betul.
Ada tak? Mana dia?
Ada. Saya.
Mana satu Syawal? Saya nampak kamu. Which one Syawal? Angkat tangan. Okay. Syawal. Alright. So Syawal dalam grup ni 2710448. Okay. So silakan Syawal. Proceed with you punya presentation.
Sah. Assalamualaikum. Good evening to Dr. and friend. Next. The question is, explain what urban forest strategy is and how it was implemented in the company. Analyze the impact of such strategy on key areas in the company. Next. So, explanation of urban forest strategy. The urban forest marketing strategy actually has a simple philosophy, which is how the product we sell can be spread and distributed very widely like a jungle. The focus on the expansion of distribution is actually the core of the jungle strategy. The concept of urban strategy is the company as its jungle, distributor as food for the forest animal, and consumer are the predator who will eat the food. Because what is pursued from the forest strategy is the expansion and wide distribution reach, then the easiest way is to enter into cooperation or partnership with retail distributor whose network is already everywhere. For example, is 7-Eleven. The forest strategy can quickly make our product widely distributed and cut some additional cost element. Generally, is transportation, logistic, if done on their own. For example, suppose you have a cheap product and want to use in a urban forest strategy. Then try to establish a cooperative relationship with 7-Eleven that allow your product to be directly distributed throughout the world. But strategy require a product whose quality has met certain standard, require continuous production capacity and largest capital. Implement of urban forest strategy in Takkenau. Takkenau entering cooperation or partnership with retail distributor whose network is already everywhere, such as 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven is around the world and Takkenau use the urban forest strategy to expose their product more widely. Second, Takkenau can quickly hack company. 7-Eleven can quickly hack company to distribute the product widely and cut some additional cost element like transportation or logistics. Next. So the impact of urban forest strategy on key area in the company. The key partner is a convenience store. 7-Eleven. Takkenau use 7-Eleven as a key partner and find the supplier to sediakan suicide and be and 7-Eleven be a distributor. The product Tekena make innovation like Tekena use pillow packaging on a shoe sheet. Secondly, product expansion. 7-Eleven expands the product widely through the world, and they can now upgrade their packaging to make the shoe sheet more lebih tahan. That's all.
Syawal, nanti next time bagi buat presentation semangat sikit. Speed tu dah okey dah, semangat sikit. Jangan saya pun puasa juga ni. Kamu macam dah berpuasa 80 hari tak makan ni, kenapa macam tu? Operation manager mana boleh macam ni, hati-hati tisu lembut-lembut sangat macam ni. Dengan rambut serabai dia semua cukup lengkap. Macam mana ni jadi operation manager? Letak-letak minyak sikit, bubur bedak sikit. Orang buat profesional. Dah lah nampak muka, saya baik tak duduk depan muka. Kalau depan muka ni saya bawa bedak, tempek kamu. Ni sikit, semangat sikit. Ni anak-anak lelaki ni kena semangat sikit. Jangan nampak lembik-lembik, letih-letih. Allah, baru 2 hari. Hari kedua je kan baru. Macam dah puasa 80 hari. Sepatutnya saya, letih saya yang tua. Kamu kecil-kecil macam ni, apa tahu letihnya. Tengok, garu kepala dia semua cukup lengkap. Tengok, cuba pergi ambil snap picture. Siapa-siapa snap picture Syawal ni hantar kat dia. Dia punya rambut pun dah tak align. Tengok keluar kat tepi-tepi. Dah Doraemon pun rambut tak macam ni. Macam-macam kamu ni. Okay, so sekarang ni tinggal 2 orang je. Mana Mak Pak Arab tu? Ahmed dengan 56197. Sekejap. Ahmed dengan Muhammad Firdaus lagi. Firdaus, okey. Muhammad Firdaus dengan Bawazir. Ahmad, kamu akan present sambung minggu depan. Jangan bimbang, tetapkan present. Now, grup 1 dengan grup 2. Grup 1 dengan grup 2 ni kamu tak menjawab soalan. Okey, sekejap lagi saya akan buka link dekat portal tu, dekat online learning, OL. Dan tolong submit semua kamu punya slide yang kamu bentangkan hari ni ke situ. Ya, grup 1 dengan grup 2. Redo balik you punya apa yang patut buat tu. Tengok balik soalan, buat semula. Jangan bagi kat saya merapu-merapu punya jawapan. Wrong is wrong. Tak ada sedekah-sedekah. Ni lah, kenalah sikit-sikit. Betul lah sikit ni. Tak ada. Salah adalah salah. Operation manager, dia bukan ahli politik. Okay? Kita tanya A, jawab A. Kita tanya B, jawab B. Kita tak tanya A, pergi jawab D. Tak ada markah macam tu. Tak ada gunanya kita kalau kita buat macam tu. Sebagai operation manager, itu kesilapan yang besar. Okay? So, kalau tak boleh, kita jawab. Tak boleh. Bos tak boleh buat macam ni. Why? Because this. Orang yang jadi operation manager, operation executive ni, dia bercakap mesti berdasarkan fakta. Sebab tu tak boleh tembak-tembak je jawapan tu. Okay? So, untuk grup 1 dengan grup 2, buat balik apa yang patut kamu buat tu. Saya bagi kamu sampai pukul 7 petang ni untuk upload. The rest of the group yang dah betul tu, masukkan je terus kat situ. Upload saja over there. Clear tak? Dengar tak? Apa gun pula ni? Saya punya komputer ke kamu? Okay, nampak kipas. Okay. Alright. So, tadi ni ada juga yang dapat jawapan selain daripada Fakira Rosli. Betul lah ni. Syukri pun betul. Mudah rapuh. Nurul Fazira jawab pun betul. Elak pecah. Okay. Nurul Natasha. Sebab tak nak bagi terangin. Apa tu? Mana ni Nurul Natasha? Nurul Natasha. Mana dia? Nurul? Apakah benda maksudnya tu? Sebab tak bagi terangin. Apa yang terangin? Hari ni bos segala terangin tu. Apa benda tu? Itulah ni pun apalah puasa juga. Semua alasan sekarang puasa. Lu pun jawab betul. For protection of seaweed. Okay. Boleh lah tu. Dekat-dekat lah tu. Ni Olivianti tadi dia jawab betul lah. Lepas tu dia jawab untuk apa? Untuk apa dia jawab? Aduh, dia sendiri boycott dia punya jawapan. Masalah kan ni? untuk memastikan mudah rapuh, sila pecah. Artikan masalah Olivianti. Attraction je tu dia jawab. Betul lah sungguh. Dia punya jawapan satu betul, satu tak betul. Ni apa pasal kau ni? Kiri pun pergi, kanan pun pergi. Ni masalah operation manager macam ni. Sekejap dia kata ya, sekejap dia kata tidak, sekejap dia kata kiri, sekejap dia kata kanan. Nanti kena kutuk lah dengan staff. Nak kata apa? Ni bipolar bos ni. Sekejap dia A, sekejap dia B. Mana satu nak ikut? Okay, so think critically. Okay, dah snap. Aizati hantar dekat, dah snap tu hantar kat Syawal. Bagi Syawal modify fashion rambut dia tu. Apa macam ada ekor pula kat tepi ni. Okay, so untuk next class, okay, saya akan masukkan apa yang kita buat. Actually, for next class hari Khamis ni, saya nak introduce you kepada GMP. Tadi kamu dengar banyak kali kan? Takanul mengambil satu sijil, sijilnya bernama GMP, Good Manufacturing Practice. Okay, so saya akan ceritakan sedikit tentang Good Manufacturing Practice di Malaysia, apakah bendanya tu, so at least you will have some knowledge about what GMP is. Hold on, someone is knocking my door. Okay, alright. So, untuk next class saya akan cerita sikit pasal GMP. Sebelum kelas tu, again, jangan jadi kucing parsi, kelip saya tahulah bulan puasa. Jangan duk terkelip macam tu. Okay. Pergi baca sikit GMP tu apa. Good Manufacturing tu apa konsepnya. Kalau yang dah malas nak baca, mata nak tertutup jadi bila baca tu, pergi kat YouTube tu. Tengok dia cerita konsep-konsep asas GMP. Sebagai pelajar yang graduate daripada MOT dan BOM, ini adalah satu elemen yang at least you should know what is the basic. Teruk sangatlah kalau tak tahu GMP. Pergi interview, TG orang tanya GMP tu apa, tak tahu. Awal-awal lagi kena keluar. So at least pergi ambil tahu sikit. Orang tak expect awak jadi GMP engineer terus, GMP expert terus, tapi at least tahulah basic apa benda. So baca sikit so that apa yang saya cerita minggu depan tak adalah kamu terkelip-kelip macam kucing siam tadi. Siamese cat tadi. Okay, I don't want Siamese cat in the class. So tolong, pergi usaha sikit, Google semua benda sambil duk melayan perasaan nak tunggu buka puasa nanti 10 minit pun sempat. Bukannya kamu tolong masak pun. Especially yang duduk kat UUM buat masak apa bendanya, kamu duduk je langut kat situ. So daripada tengok cerita Korea lah apa tu, pergi baca dulu sikit. GMP tu apa? Nanti kena marah dengan Dr. Riz lagi hari Khamis ni, apa pun tak tahu. Tak nak macam tu. You're too old untuk saya bebe-bebe dah. Dah lah puasa. Okay, so pergi tengok GMP. Lepas kita dah go through the GMP process ataupun saya boleh adjust nanti, Firdaus Ragi dengan Ahmad akan present dua benda yang kita minta tu, sebab ini sangat penting ya. Business model comparison. Firdaus dah dengar kan presentation hari ni. So kalau ada apa yang silap dalam Firdaus punya presentation tu, ubah segera. Kamu tak ada backup ni, kamu seorang-seorang je. Yang nak menjawab pun, nak kena tembak pun kamu, nak menjawab pun kamu. So, make sure presentation kamu tepat. Apa sebenarnya yang saya tanya tu? Okay. Haikal. Haikal Hakimi, kelas punya...
Ya, saya Doktor.
Ya. Bawazir Ahmad ni join group mana ya?
Rasanya macam dia tak ada ni lagi Doktor, group. Tapi dia buat kerja pun based on personal hari tu kan.
Okay, so kalau tugasan dia personal, tapi the next one dia dah kena buat group work. Haikal follow up dengan dia. Hari ni dia tengah pindah-pindah rumah kat Arab Saudi tu. But you follow up with him. Mana group yang saya benarkan satu group untuk jadi 6 lah kalau macam tu, sebab kita 26 orang kan. So satu group is allowed to have another one. Seorang lagi ahli. Okay?
Okay, betul.
So, kita habiskan benda ni dulu secepat mungkin. So, next class, I will see you guys in the next class. Kita akan go through Firdaus dan Bawazir punya topik. Dan seterusnya kita akan go through what exactly is GMP, how is GMP important to manufacturer. Kenapa sibuk-sibuk nak ambil GMP sedangkan mahal sebenarnya, proses tu memang proses tu mahal. dan dia sangat memerlukan komitmen yang sangat tinggi daripada pengilang. So it's not easy. This is nothing like ISO. This is ISO punya kesusahan tu kali 5 baru dapat GMP. Okay? Dan GMP ini hanya diguna pakai di industri-industri tertentu. Contoh industri makanan, industri ubat-ubatan, industri pharmaceutical, medical device, kosmetik satu lagi. Lepas ni nak beli kosmetik untuk raya ni, kamu yang girls semua tu, bolehlah tahu dah, oh kawan itu ada logo GMP ya, kenapa saya nak beli. Again, ini semua akan mengelakkan you jadi Siamese cat tadi. Tengok je, sekarang dah tahu apa nak tengok. Dan bila tengok tu nampak GMP logo dah tahu, ini maksudnya apa. Itu yang saya nak. Okay. Khairul ada angkat tangan tu. You have anything to ask?
Doktor,
Ya.
untuk upload slide seorang ke atau semua?
Seorang saja. Satu kumpulan satu saja. Anyone can. Seorang satu kumpulan satu. Tak payah duplicate upload banyak-banyak. So bagi saya 10 minit untuk settle ni. Then you boleh upload. Tak apa. Saya buka sampai pukul 7 nanti. So you can upload before. Dan yang grup 1 dan 2. The corrected one. Not the funny-funny jawapan macam tadi. Tadi jawapan ahli politik. Ahli politik dia tak ada. Dia tak ada pinpoint. Itu salah. Ayuh kita betulkan. Prinsip dia senang saja operation management ni. Kalau kamu ada sebuah kereta, yang rosak adalah tayar. Betul kan tayar? Kalau ada sebuah kereta, yang rosaknya enjin. Enjin dah dibetulkan. Operation manager tak boleh afford cakap kereta saya rosak. Saya akan tanya, yalah kereta rosak. Which part yang rosak? Kena detail begitu. Sebab tu kamu belajar macam-macam tools tu. Quality management tools lah, production tools lah, supply chain tools dan macam-macam lagi kamu belajar. To use it. Untuk analyze. Oh, yang rosak tayar. Tayar sebelah mana? Kiri, belakang. So, apa yang rosak? Oh, dia rosak tak cukup angin je sebenarnya. So, what is the solution? Pergi tempat bubuk angin lah. That's it. Bukannya rosak tayar, ayo kita cat kereta kita semua kali hijau. Itu bukan operation management. Okay, you have to be precise, you have to be accurate, you have to be very quick. Dan itu yang kita akan aplikasikan sepanjang kursus ini. Alright? Okay, so with that, I will end the class. Okay? Dan saya akan letak link tu dan kamu boleh upload lah kepada siapa yang dah ready. Alright, so that's all for today. Saya akan letak sekali lagi the kedatangan. You can scan siapa yang tak scan tu. And I'll see you guys again next week. Alright, Assalamualaikum dan selamat berbuka.